call it together at 6:30. The first thing we're gonna do is do for the nomination for officers, because whoever gets elected. Y'all ready?
Okay, just give me 1 minute. David and Joanne, you got the word that we'll make an official vote from the council, the next council meeting? That's on the 11th of September. If you're there, David, I can swear you in that night. Joanne, I know you can't be there, but I'll swear you in whenever you want to, or at the next DDA meeting. Well, we could do it, but it wouldn't mean anything, 'cause they haven't voted yet. We can do it on the next DDA meeting. I'll be here too. That'll work out. But you can't sit down up here before you get sworn in. That's the only thing. But we'll get it. We'll handle it. I know. Okay, you ready?
It's 6:30 p.m., so we're going to call the meeting, a special call meeting today on the 27th to order for the Downtown Development Authority. The first thing we have is the election of officers. Since we do not chairman, we won't proceed until after we elect officers. So at this time, I'd open the floor to nomination for election of a chairman.
Okay, well, but I guess I can. Oh.
There we go. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. I'm going to make the first nomination, and I do know that this is his first day being here. But I've known Terry for a long time. He has great ideas. He has great motivation. He has everything that I would think would be good for a chairman. So I'm not sure if he wants to do that or anything like that, but I do nominate Terry Parsons for chairman.
Anyone else?
I guess before we go any further than that, why don't you ask Mr. Parsons if he's interested?
Mr. Parsons, are you interested in the role of chairman if voted in?
I would be interested if the existing DDA members all voted for me 100%. And the only reason I say that, it would be very presumptuous of me to just one meeting and I'm here and all of a sudden I'm gonna be the chairman. I think there are other people that are worthy, and I think it's worth a discussion. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I feel about it.
Okay, well, I was going to nominate Terry myself, so we have two nominated. Now, here's the problem that I run into with two people nominated.
All right, hold on. We got to go through this one first. We got a motion on the floor for Terry. We need a second, and then we need to take a vote. And if he should not win, then we'll go to a second nominee.
Oh, to approve the
Unless
nomination.
you want to withdraw it and we'll do them together.
Well, can't we talk about it first? Yeah.
Well, I don't know, you got something on this table now. You want to withdraw that and we do it in a minute?
And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do
that
that.
sounds
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, Terry, I am with
him, or you talking to me?
talking to me because
Jamie.
I withdraw as of right now the request for the nomination of Terry for this brief second.
Just legalese.
You're good.
We'll get it. Okay?
You got
Tara,
me
I know.
confused now.
So now we can just openly discuss, because I know me and Mike had talked about Tara leading the charge, and I was telling Jamie, I'm not against either one of them. It's just I didn't want to nominate one and not the other. Tara, would you like this position? Do you have time for this position? I just want you to, you've been serving on this board for so long now, I just want you to have the option too, if you would like it.
Obviously, when Michael said that he would not do it, I considered it, and I think I would be okay with it. I do have a couple of questions, like, do I have to do it till the end of my term? Like, let's say if I do it for now for a year or two, and then Terry gets up to snuff, we switch over to him, and I move on to something else because he's better at, you know what I mean? Like, right now, I could definitely do it, but I don't know.
I think our bylaws call, and I'd have to double check, but our bylaws call for election of officers every 2 years, I believe.
That wouldn't surprise me, but in any case, you can resign from the chair and still be on the DDA at some point in time if you choose to anyway.
Yeah, so we could do, that was my thought, is if, you know, I do it for now until we get where we're going and then hand it over when everyone's kind of more comfortable. None of us have any jobs really and haven't been doing anything. I've been treasurer and he's been secretary, but those are literally, treasurer takes 3 seconds to print a bank statement. So there's not really any of us have things we've been doing, so I considered it, but I'm down for whatever. But I think we need we need to replace Jamie Dempsey too.
That's true.
So if one of us was chair and one of us was, is it co-chair?
Vice chair.
Vice chair,
And
yeah.
this, and I'll tell y'all now, this is the reason I didn't want to meet today, was because we got 2 other members coming on, and we've got to elect at least 2 positions. And in this situation where we were to have 2 nominations, like right now, that only leaves 3 of us to vote, because if you're nominated, you don't vote for yourself. Is that correct?
I don't know what your bylaws read.
Can we legally hear out the other 2 people in
So
the room?
that was why I was
Can we
hoping
legally
could
hear
wait
them
till we
out?
got a full vote. Huh?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I watched the last DDA meeting, and I saw Tara leading it more so than anybody else. And that's why I naturally thought that Tara would be selected to be the chairman. I would be happy to be vice chair, but I think we've got 2 people in the room that it wouldn't hurt to find out their opinion. I know Joanne's been watching. I mean, I know they can't vote, but they could have a voice in this discussion. I think it would be, inviting them to offer their opinions, even though it's not a voting, I think you could gather a consensus as to what the group would like to do. But
I agree.
when I saw you in action over there, I said, oh yeah, she's got it. She's got it going on. And I'd be happy to play second fiddle if you want me to, but I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, and I would, it's like an apple's a fruit, an orange is a fruit. I think either one. Terrell, you would make a great chair. Terry, you would make a great chair. I know you personally, honestly, more than I know Tara. I know Tara from this board, but I don't think her or you would would be a mistake in choice. We've got some really good, choices. But with that said, I would like to hear public opinion. And can we call for a public opinion?
Sure.
Well, do we need to do a motion for that? Or can
No,
we
just open up to them.
Okay.
They can tell you their feelings.
Well, yes, we'll open up the floor for
Better.
both candidates, to get a little bit of feedback.
Does that mic work so they can hear?
No, just.
Okay.
No, we're
talk
small
loud.
enough.
talk
We're
loud.
okay. Just talk.
I guess you got to state your name and where you live,
Mike, you got a
right?
mic?
1 second, Dan.
Let him give you a mic so everybody in the audience on
They have to
TV
have a
can hear it.
microphone,
She's on YouTube.
because
That's
we're
what
on
I thought.
YouTube.
That's all I was saying.
That's really better.
Thank you much. My mouth is loud enough. I never feel like I need a microphone. No, I mean, and I've talked with Tara about this a couple of times. My suggestion was always Michael Lee, because I know Tara is overwhelmed with a bunch of things. So my thing was always Michael Lee for chair, Tara for vice. But Michael, if you don't want to do it, I mean, Tara's done a great job. She's had great ideas. She stood strong in the face of conflict. I know she's very motivated. She's the reason I wanted to be on the board, because I feel like we're going to work together really well. And then, yeah, of course, I love Terry. I know what Terry's capable of. We go way back. So I think that would be a great Tara as the chair for as long as she wants to do it, and then Terry rise up with it as the vice. It's my feeling.
That could be a line succession, you're right.
I don't really know anybody here, so I'm kind of new.
Welcome.
I'm very green, but I'm going to yield to all of you since you do know each other very well. It seems like we have 2 really great candidates, so whichever decision you want to go with, I think it's probably going to be the best one.
Okay. Mike, I guess you
Quick.
need a motion for that.
Well, before we do that, real quick, question why they had the mic for 2 seconds. Just thinking ahead, if you take chair, we vote Terry as vice chair, are you secretary or accountant? What are you right now?
But that,
Can we wait on that vote
Treasurer.
until treasurer? Can we
Yeah.
wait on that vote until they're on board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we need to talk about it too, because
Okay.
we have to get Jamie and Dana off our bank account because they're no longer here.
Perfect.
They're the signer. We can't even
Yeah, there's-
do any
I was
checks
just
right
making,
now.
I was thinking
Yeah.
ahead.
and
if we
let
moved
me
chair.
just, to be the chairman, there's some other things involved with it that you may not know. You have to go, and Danny can tell you, but you'll have to train to get on the county system to put our agendas online. The chairman is the one that calls the agendas. The chairman makes up the agendas, organizes the packet, and puts everything on there. So it's more than just sitting in the chair, so I just let you know. The reason I didn't want it is because I just got comfortable with secretary, because I had to go through all that for secretary. And Bratz can tell you that's no fun either. So
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm more comfortable with where I'm staying at right now.
Yeah.
And you are correct. If Tara was to get elected, then we've got to either discuss combining the treasurer's position with something or electing a new treasurer.
The treasurer is so easy. All you're doing is watching the money, and like right now, I'm getting the stuff together for the city audit, but I already have
Joanne.
like 90% of it.
Yeah, Joanne. No, she said it was easy. Yeah, Joanne.
Yeah, you can be the treasurer is what he's saying.
Oh, no, you don't want me managing money, Jesus.
Well, you don't get to just do what you want with it.
Girl, let me tell you right now,
David
you
said
put me, you tell me that I'm the treasurer, you're still the treasurer, because I'm gonna be coming to you for everything.
Well,
All you do is print the bank statement and then tell them how much money we have in the account. Once-
That would require a printer, I'm too poor to
Yeah.
even
We will
afford
get,
that.
I will get you a printer, actually. You can use mine.
Well, seeing as how I've not been sworn in, I can't really weigh in on that.
I think.
David said he'd do it.
I was just gonna say, I think Mr. King over here is more than capable.
What I'm hearing is, I believe you guys
We
want
have a
to make a
motion.
decision on the treasurer next meeting when everybody's in, including these two new folks.
I think the motion is to appoint Tara as chair and then Terry as the vice chair position. That would be the motion on the table.
Just a second. You may need clarification. I don't know if you can hold two positions at once, because you're currently the treasurer, and now you're moving to
Bill?
chair, so you may have to.
And again, I'd have to, that's why I wish Paul was here, but under the old bylaws of the LDA, the chair and vice chair, the chairman, the vice chairman and the treasurer could have been the same thing. You could combine them. I don't know under
It
these new
doesn't say,
ones.
that's what I'm reading.
Yeah, and I didn't see it either. But
So would she just need to resign from secretary right now?
Treasurer, and one of you guys will have to take it until next week when we vote Joanne in. If
But
you don't want to
can
keep
that
it.
seat not sit vacant for one meeting?
I would.
That's Paul Rosenthal, the guy.
We're not writing any checks between here and there.
We can't. We don't have a second check signer.
What if we did this, for example, maybe nominate someone else of the two others we have here as treasurer for the next month, and then when y'all get your next meeting together, you can go where you want to go. At least you've got somebody else in that seat.
let's first, do we have to do it separately, chair and vice chair? Or can we do a combination motion?
You can do
Do
a
I need to
combination.
resign
Okay,
first?
so
She has to
did you just make a motion?
Well, what he says, I can't, my motion's on the table until she either resigns, she cannot hold two at the same time.
So I have to
So
resign.
she has to
as
resign
treasurer
first.
After she gets elected, I thought.
Well, she needs to resign now is what Danny said.
I'll just resign
Randy's-
now.
Which
I'm
is not a
done.
big
I
deal.
quit.
I second that.
I make a motion to quit.
I
the
second that.
treasury.
I'll put that in the paper, right, Jim?
Okay,
Motion to quit.
so what was your motion, Bryce?
Well, hers is probably more motion to resign for Tara from treasurer. Is that what you mean?
Well, I don't think that takes.
She
a
got
vote.
my motion. He already got my motion. Now
Oh,
it's time for
okay.
you.
I
Yeah.
don't think you have to vote on that, because if, you can't stop her from.
Can't stop her from quitting. Sounds great. So the motion back on the table is for it to become Tara as chair and Terry as vice chair.
Tara's chair and Terry's vice chair.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The motion is for Tara to become the chairman and Terry to become the vice chairman. We'll take a vote.
You gotta have a second.
I'll second.
I need a second.
Jamie said.
Jamie?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to take notes at the same time. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Am I
All
supposed to vote?
opposed?
Am I supposed to vote?
Yes.
Oh, aye, sorry. He said we couldn't vote for
Okay.
ourselves.
Okay, the vote's 4-0. 5-0.
5-0.
Five to zero.
And Madam Chairman, you can now take over the meeting.
Hey, you want
Thank
to?
you. Do we have to assign a treasurer now?
Yes.
Okay, now we need to nominate a treasurer.
Or you can
Is
wait.
anyone interested in the position?
I nominate Jenny.
Can we do more nominations too?
You can wait till next meeting.
Can we wait till?
Well, yes, you have to tell me what to do. I will be treasurer for at least the month.
Oh, we can wait
Max
till
has
the
a
next
baby
meeting?
coming. We can't.
Oh, we can wait till the next meeting if you don't want to do it for 1 month.
Oh, we can?
That's what Danny said, and he's the boss today.
Keys to the account.
I have the keys to the account. How much money's in the bank?
Not enough to go to prison for.
Okay, I will be the treasurer.
Okay.
I accept the nomination of treasurer.
Do we have to vote on that, though?
Okay, you have a motion.
So all
Who
in
has a second?
favor?
Who has a
Oh,
second?
who
I'll
seconded
second
this?
it.
Michael seconded.
Mike seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Good job.
Congratulations.
All opposed? Nay.
It was unanimous.
Good stuff.
Rex is dead.
I'm about to say.
Jamie's
All interest me right
treasurer
now.
for the time being. He might keep it, though, you don't know. All right, so next is adoption of agenda.
That's what we're working on.
Do we vote on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a
Okay,
motion.
so we need someone, do I motion for it?
No.
I'm sorry.
Somebody needs to give a motion.
Okay, someone needs the motion to adopt this agenda we have.
I'll motion to adopt the agenda.
Need a second?
Second.
Terry seconded.
Okay, all in favor of this agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion
job, Tara.
carries 5-0.
Motion carries 5-0. I'm doing so good at this, aren't I? All right,
Already
approval.
killing it.
Approval of minutes from the last meeting from 6:17.
Everybody should have gotten a copy of them in their email except for Terry.
Does anybody have any changes or any problems with the minutes? So all in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Need to make a motion.
Oh,
No.
somebody make a motion. I can't
I'll
make
make
the
a
motion.
motion.
You can.
to approve.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
make a
you can do
motion?
everything.
Oh, okay.
I believe you can.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
5-0.
Motion carries 5-0. All right, next is the treasurer's report.
I was gonna say, what does Jamie have for us?
Jamie, what do you have for us today?
Well, we have
embezzled all the
spent
money.
no money, and we have the same amount as we had last month.
That is actually correct. You are
Last year.
already. Here you go.
Maybe the last 2 years?
I just gave him the check.
Crazy. This is gonna be a great board.
If you look
I'm
at
excited.
Jamie's treasurer report, you'll see that we spent nothing and got nothing, but we did get a check today from Danny for $25,000. So next month, that treasurer's report will be different, Jamie.
Jamie,
And I have a question.
Yes.
It takes 2 signatures on the checks to do it. Are we gonna wait on that, or are you gonna change it now? And
So
can
what
you
we
make a
need to
deposit
do-
of the check without two
I,
signatures?
yeah,
For
you
a
can.
deposit, I don't think you need, don't you just have to, for deposit only, you don't need a signature to deposit a check.
No, you don't need 2 signatures to deposit, but we need to close the account and open a new account with 3 people, which will be me,
take-
Terry, and the treasurer. So we might want to wait on opening the new one until we decide who the actual treasurer is going to be, or we can just swap them out later, however. But we all have to go to the bank together and do it. To Legacy. So, we don't have to vote on that, right? Yeah, that's just what we have to do to get Jamie and Dana off the account. And then Terry and myself and Jamie will be able to sign the checks.
Oh, when there's 2 Jamies, I'm Jamie with the EY and Jamie Dempsey and IE, if you're confused on, Jamie's the treasurer, now we got to get him off. So there was 2 Jamies.
New Jamie is the treasurer, or old Jamie was also a treasurer.
that's not confusing.
All right, so where were we on this agenda? Okay, so can I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report? Great job, Jamie.
I don't think we need
Well-
to since there was
You
no
don't have to
change.
do that.
Oh, no changes, so we don't have to
For
do that?
Terry's benefit, would you want to share what you have in the bank and then add the 25 to it, just so he'll know?
He has a report. Did you get
Yes,
the report?
so we do have $22,757.46 in the bank right now. And with the addition of the $25,000 from Danny, let me get my calculator out, 22,757.48 plus
47 something.
25,000 is
47.
47,757.48 as our current balance after the deposit of the check.
May I comment on that? Just so everyone's clear, that check is from the city of Loganville, even though I presented it, it's the city of Loganville.
I knew that was
Yeah,
coming.
that's for the public.
I knew
It's
that
not
was
me
coming.
personally, it's the city of Loganville.
And before we move on, I have one more question to ask. I know you were going to the convention this week. Is anyone else going to the GMA convention?
So I had talked to, me and Jamie had talked to, I guess it was Brandon that kind of brought up that one time. But we were going until I didn't know if this would even exist after what went down the last 2 months and when the baby was coming along. I am not going anymore. That's why I'm excited to hear about the Georgia Municipal Association, because we were both, I was going and then I just didn't put in my schedule after what transpired, to be honest with
The
you.
only reason I brought it up is because if you're gonna get reimbursement for that trip, it will have to wait till the new account now is open, which may be 2 months.
Well, we were driving anyway, so there was going to be no expense.
No,
for
there was a
him.
fee to. there
There's
was
a fee to go
registration
to the
fee.
thing.
Was it even registered? Because I don't know if somebody registered me. I don't know. if
You had to
that-
register yourself.
I
Yeah,
did
I
not
think that was the
register myself.
confusion, is that we all thought we were gonna be registered and we weren't. But
So
I was in contact with them about our membership, so I registered myself, but just for tomorrow,
Registered mine.
a while ago. But I
So
didn't.
me and Brax have not registered, so I guess that means
We'll just do
we
this.
would.
We'll be
So
here
Tara,
for
you're
the
going.
workshop whenever we do it.
I'm going
That's still in
tomorrow.
Gainesville?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep on.
No, that's good. Okay, so we don't have to, we don't have to do a motion to approve. All right, so now we're at old business. We have a lot of old business to talk about. First of all, old business we need to talk about is training, and Danny has set us up with the GMA, and I know that, Michael and Braxton, you guys have both been in contact with her. I emailed her last week. But we need to approve paying the $1,000.
Well, let me just give a brief rundown of the conversation I had with her. Did you talk with her, Braggs?
I did not, me and Taylor were talking about it before we got
Okay,
here.
I talked with her on the phone the other day, and with her the lady, the representative with GMA that Danny, you set us up with. And we had a good conversation. One of the things that a lot of members before had asked was knowing what our role the DDA is. So what she has offered to do is her and a fellow cohort from GMA is gonna come out. They do on-site, basically retreats. Now, when I say retreat, it is still an open public meeting. It will have to be, it will have to be done here, and it's still an open public meeting. But she's willing to do that. She also suggested that the city manager come if he could, and the mayor. But what it will be is exploring our roles, showing how other DDAs do it, and go through a lot of things, and asking us what we need, and for her to help. Now, her background is, she was a DDA director for a town in South Georgia, and she's been with them for a while. She's worked through, and I'm gonna say it's the Carl Vinson Institute at UGA,
Yes.
and several other agencies, Georgia DownTown, or Georgia Main Street program. So she's real familiar with it, and I think it would be beneficial. I know, Brax, one time you had said something about a retreat. Now, what we've got here is a contract, and basically, after, I guess we talked with her, she talked with Danny, and it's $1,000 a day to set up the session, plus expenses. Now, I'm not sure what the expenses are gonna be. I'm sure a per diem for meal, whatever the state per diem is. But one of them may be coming from South Georgia, so there may be a motel bill involved. However, I think it would be good, and it's not $1,000 a person, it's just that thousand, and we, possibly could get it all done in an 8-hour day. What we're gonna have to decide is when we can do it, and when we can do it, the sooner the better. And I would suggest waiting until the new members come on for sure, and then we need to find out a day.
So Terry and me were talking beforehand, so I'll credit him for this, and it makes a lot of sense. So I also believe two things, that her coming here counts as our training.
No, it does not. She made it very specific that.
It
that
does not count as a
count
training.
as the training that's required.
Okay, that was the thing that I was understanding that way. We were definitely saying we definitely should wait till they come on, because that would be training for, I don't think I've done it, Jamie, Terry, and those two haven't done it. So I was an assumption that would be considered the training.
No, it does not take the place of it. Now, you could have gotten that training this meeting at the conference
This
up
week.
there, but it was a separate class.
Okay,
However, I shared with everybody, you can go online and get that class
I
for
got you.
$50, and the board will reimburse you. And it's a self-paced, self-study, but you should be able to do it in just a few days.
Yeah, and I think it's
8 hours.
important that we all, and I'm speaking to myself too, because I want to get our training done like ASAP on that online class, so that when we start making decisions,
We're all certified in a way. We've all
Right.
done the training.
yeah, that we know, what's right and wrong, and
Mike, I need that link for that class then, too.
Okay, I will try to send it to you. It's the
Send it to
Georgia Main
everybody.
Street Association.
I have it still.
You have it?
I have
You
from
can
when you
send it
text
to
me.
them.
So the last thing that
I'll
Terry
send it to
possibly proposed is, it's also a timing factor for all of us, because I think it'd be very beneficial, new mayor, new council, to be at said meeting for the day. He was just saying, if she's coming and she's charging that, I think it's something we all need to hear, because again, at the end of the day, we all work together, and we are gonna be in cohesiveness in this thing. He just thought it'd be a good idea to do it right there in November near the beginning, so that way, new council, them, new mayor, everybody could come to that meeting. Again, you're paying the bill, so why not invite everybody who needs to hear
The
it?
new mayor and council won't be sworn into when.
they can still come to the
January.
meeting.
End of
'cause it's-
December.
But they can still, that's what, we're just saying they'll know at that point, hey, I'm part of this.
Yeah, you can't have too much training if it's available locally.
It's free and paid for, not free, but it'll be paid for at that point. I'm gonna find that link.
Okay, so does everyone want to do the GMA retreat? Does anyone have any concerns about it?
I'd like to do it, but I'd like to do it after we have our new council and new mayor. Because if this doesn't count for our hours, then we need to maximize the time that this presentation would be made to everybody, so we all can be on the same page. The council and the DDA.
He's talking about the retreat with
The
the
retreat,
folks.
yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Which sadly, it gives
When
us, it
is,
puts
when
us
is
in
the,
the
when is the election?
November 4th.
November
4th.
But she said it just for us. I mean, the DDA is a separate animal from the council. And I think this class is more for us, for the DDA, to understand what the roles are and what our responsibilities are, what our rules are, and what we can and can't do. And she recommended the city manager and the mayor and our representative. And anybody else is, like I said, is welcome to come, but this is more of a class to help us understand what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it.
Well, we can still at least wait for the new mayor then.
Well,
That's
I'm
up
in
to
it,
the board.
I understand that, but of course, remember, tonight's first night here. Given what happened with respect to 254, given what's happened with respect to 254 and how it's suddenly changed, I think that the council and the DDA need to be on the same page. Because it seems like there's some confusion here, and from looking at it from the outside, I think that if we're not both of us all on the same page, we're working at cross purposes. And we can take all the classes we want, and we can have all the understanding we want as a DDA. But if the council turns around and says, well, we interpreted it this way, and they go that way because they didn't understand what we're doing, then we're not going to get anywhere down the road together. And I think we're supposed to work together. At least that's my thought on it. And so having the mayor, having a new mayor, having possibly the new council members, even if we did it right after the election and you had these council people that were council people elect, a mayor-elect, the council people-elect, that were at this meeting, then we would be starting off on the same page. We'd all be together, as opposed to what I see, at least from the outside, is a bit of confusion. And so that's
That's a
the
good
only
idea.
reason, that's the only reason that I think that it would be good if we did that.
Can the council all come together?
I would have to do a public meeting. I mean, the retreat is a meeting for y'all. We would just have to advertise it as a public meeting for them as well. But anytime they're in a room together with a quorum, just like you,
Yeah,
and they're
that's what I
discussing
thought.
city, it has to be a public meeting. So it is a public meeting. But this workshop is for y'all. It's not really for the audience. It's for y'all to ask questions. This is something that GMA would moderate, keep it on track. So, and, you know, if y'all wish it to be YouTubed, it will be YouTube. That's at y'all's discretion. It's y'all's meeting. But it's something that anybody could come to.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with inviting the council, but it's really your meeting.
Well, I think, well, for sure, let's YouTube it. Do you guys agree with that? That way, if someone can't come, they can watch it. And then, could you guys fill out whether or not council, like 4 people would show up and then announce it if we needed to and not if we don't need to? Like, they're invited, but if they aren't gonna come, why?
It would be advertised regardless, and if they
It's a
show up, they
public
show up.
meeting, so it's okay.
Okay,
Just, you know, just cover ourselves as a public meeting.
Yeah.
I got
I
you.
guess if the council showed up, they would sit here and we'd sit in the audience, you know?
Not when I'm
No,
here.
this, no. So
Just
this is for
suggest-
y'all. This is not for the city council. They have different classes for them. This is really just to let you know what the DDA's roles and responsibility. It's a, I ain't gonna say a simple class, but it's just more of a class that shows you your roles and what you should and shouldn't be doing, and, you know, the things that the Development Authority has. So it's really not engagement for the city council. It's really for y'all.
So they can come and be in the audience. Right. And I guess if they had a question, they could ask it. Cool. And if it's on YouTube, then they can watch it if they don't want
Just
to
to
come.
give you an idea, when the LDA did it a few years ago, we put tables out front with chairs for everybody in a semicircle, where everybody was on the same level. Everybody could be there, had mics for everybody. And it worked out very well. And I guess they could use the Ag Bill in the Rock Gym if they're available, if they're not rented out.
Sounds good to me. So is everyone good with, well, let's talk about November dates. What dates in
I'm about
November
to say,
work?
is there a day that's better or less busy for like you, Tara, or Mike, or Jamie, or anybody?
I would prefer not that first week in November because I can't take a whole day off work the 3rd through the 7th. But after that, I'm good the whole month of November except for Thanksgiving.
You need to see who you're
Is
representing.
like, are Mondays
Who's
better
available.
or Tuesday? What's better for y'all?
Lady
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Wednesdays
check with
usually are best for me, but I'll make anything work usually. As long as I'm in town, I don't have any travel that week.
Can I ask,
I'm out of town the 25th through the 30th.
okay. Can we ask the 2 new are y'all, is there one day that's like a no-go at all that y'all couldn't make?
I believe I'm out of town the second week of November. Pretty sure it's the 10th through the 14th.
So we need a date between the 17th and
You're
the
good.
21st. Because Jamie, you said you're out the next week, right?
The 25th through the 30th.
Mondays seem to work.
Go with
Monday, I'm about to say, I was gonna say do a well, again, we're
That's
also gonna make sure.
Thanksgiving week. I wouldn't do it that Monday.
Typically, retreats are on the weekend. They're longer.
Oh, they're on the
They're not a
weekend.
2-hour meeting. They're usually,
I thought they
5,
said it was a
6-hour meeting.
1 8-hour meeting.
it could be up to 8 hours. It really depends on the questions and the feedback, but typically, they're longer than an hour or 2 meeting. I can confirm that with Sherry, but
From what she was talking
She
about.
said-
Well, she said 8
She said it could
hours.
be
We're just gonna do a whole
multiple days
day.
if they
Yes.
need it, But it probably at least
usually-
an 8-hour meeting.
No,
More than
just
the
one
evening.
day. Just,
It could be just one day.
yeah.
Okay,
But the main
so
thing is we've got to give her a date that all of us can be there.
what about November 15th? Does that work with you, David? You said you were out to the 14th. Yeah.
You know what, I don't want to commit to that quite yet, because I don't want to do a weekend. After that weekend.
Okay, what about November 8th? Does that work for everyone?
Not me.
Not you? November 22nd?
Can I, like I said, I'll make anything work like you. He was saying if we're gonna do a one-day class for a day, I know it's typically on a weekend, I'm saying, could we avoid a weekend? I'm trying to avoid Saturdays. I'm just being honest with you, with work. That's our busiest day, and I've missed too many already at this point.
I don't know if they would want to stray from the normal, would they?
They'll do it. You talking about
Paying them $1,000.
GMA?
I'll do anything too.
We need to call and talk to her, but I was under the impression they could do it whenever.
Yeah.
Now, they may be normally weekend retreats, I don't know, but they work during the week too, so.
Yeah,
She
we can
didn't say
definitely
the
ask them.
weekend.
If y'all just give me a list of dates, you know, I need more than just 1 or 2 dates, because they do fill up.
So let's,
And that's another thing we might be, before we set a date, we probably need to call GMA representatives and see when they're available.
We can
Yeah.
do, I'm just saying give like 3, like, I don't mind a Saturday if I have to. So give her a Monday, give her a Saturday, give her like 3 dates and say, hey, do one of these work for you?
why don't we just do the 17th through the 22nd, that whole week, if there's a day in there?
That's fine.
And it includes the Saturday, so if they want that, they can have it. And do you have any
I'm not-
conflict that week?
I don't know, because the next weekend's Thanksgiving, I don't know whether we're traveling or not.
Okay.
I don't have anything scheduled yet. And that's what I'm saying, maybe we should just contact her, see what dates they have available.
Terry said that he was unavailable the 18th and the 19th.
Okay.
Yep. Those are.
So either
hard dates.
Monday the 17th, really it sounds like Monday the 17th or Saturday the 22nd is what y'all were talking about.
Yeah, but what Michael's saying is he may be traveling out of town for Thanksgiving, so he's not sure yet. I mean, if we're gonna wait until November, until the election, my opinion is we really need to do it in November, because December is awful to schedule around. And- Yeah, so we need to figure out a date in November, or we need to go ahead and schedule it, and the person who might, the 2 people who might be mayor and the people who might be council people can come, or they can watch on YouTube before they're elected. Like, I see the importance of them coming, but I also think we need to get this training going to help us out as we start to make big decisions. So we can figure out days in November or back up to October or
Well, September.
we've got time, if we're looking at November, we've got time to gel that all together anyway. Yeah.
Danny, you could, or somebody, Danny or somebody could reach out to them and find out some dates that they're available.
Yeah.
I've already did, their schedule every day, they couldn't give us a set schedule, they just said give them some dates.
Oh.
I've already sent an email to them looking at October, November, and she just said give us several dates, so keep us from being here all night. If y'all want, if I have your permission, Chair, to, y'all can either email me all your dates and I can compose them, what works best, or y'all can email them to your chairwoman and she can email them. However you want to work, I'll be more than happy to help. If you just, everybody wants to email me the dates that they can meet, and I can put a list together and say, these are the best dates that works for everyone. And then a time frame too, because this is going to be more than a 2-hour meeting. This is an all-day meeting, I would imagine.
So we can go ahead and vote on whether or not we want to do it, and then in the September meeting, we can all come prepared with our schedules. Is that okay? Or just
Yeah,
need more
she
time?
wants your schedules as soon as possible, because
Oh,
you
she
can
wants
say,
them now?
yeah, she
Okay.
wants them now, because she says they fill up very quickly. And don't be surprised if it's already taken, she said, because there's only 2 of them. for the
So we
state.
might not even get in November. So why doesn't everyone just send me your schedule from now until December, and then we'll get it to her, and we'll see what day we get.
I would say send dates for November and January, not December, because I just don't believe anybody's gonna have any time to do anything.
I agree. So
I
we'll
can tell you
do,
right now, my December is like, it starts the clock at 8 o'clock that morning, and then next thing I know, it's January 1st. And I said, what happened?
do you think we should just shoot for January, Danny? Or is that
That's
too
still
far
y'all's
out?
decision. You can try November. It sounds like there's only a week in November y'all can do. We can reach out to GMA, but I would also look at January. They may buy some more time with GMA.
Yeah. I think we shoot for January then, because November's really, honestly,
Like turkey.
blacked out. Yeah. Well, And plus the people who are elected are gonna be having other things too that they're probably getting into. So everyone send me your January calendar, and then I'll send back, we'll negotiate those days through email, and then we'll get them to you, Danny, so you can facilitate that with us. We appreciate it. Oh, so we need to make a motion, someone needs to make a motion to approve us doing a GMA retreat and paying $1,000 plus the expenses of the 2 trainers.
I'll make that motion. Do I?
Terry?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Terry,
Brad
Terry and
seconded.
Robert.
Okay, so then I know we also talked about the other training, but I think.
You're gonna take a vote? That's okay.
It's her first day.
You're doing
All in
well.
favor of this, the GMA training, say aye.
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 Job, Terry.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Very good.
I might add this to my resume. Okay, so back to the training, is there a day we can commit to like all getting our training done? Like, can we get it all done by the end of September or by the next September meeting? It's just a couple hours online, right?
8 hours.
8 hours online.
But you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You can do
want the
2
link?
hours here,
I
2
just
hours
texted that
there.
morning. Do you want the link?
I have it.
I'll do 2 hours, you do 2 hours, you do.
No, everybody has to
I think, I agree with you. I think as an accountability thing, because they'll be in here the next meeting. I think if we can all commit
the
ourselves to be done by
meeting?
I'd say by the beginning of October. Because you also have to give them time to do it. I mean, it's not hard apparently.
We need you guys to get your training
Get your
done.
butt.
This is ridiculous. We had a year and a half, you have a day.
Well, if they can, you need to have their email addresses.
We found out about you from
You got
Facebook, too.
drafted. You got drafted.
That was my favorite comment. He's like, was it Skip that said congrats or something? He's like, that's how I found out.
Okay, so, yeah, if we can,
If we say try to get it done by September 30th.
September
That would give everybody
30th.
a month to do it, right?
Okay,
You
yes.
got, yeah. Joanne?
She could be on
It's
council,
really-
not even be on here in a month.
It's really an easy class. Yeah, you've got 30 days to complete it once you register. I'm sorry? There is a question test each section you do, but it's not,
Do we have to pass it?
It's like common sense.
it's,
No,
I
you
mean,
don't
it's,
have, you
it's
don't
to
have to
make sure
pass it.
you're
You can
ready.
take it again.
But I mean, it's very easy. And I will say it gives you a good idea. Most people think the DDA is the city council. It's not. It has a totally different reason for being, and that goes through what your reason is. It covers financing that we can give to prospective businesses. It covers what our duties are. It gives you some examples. Monroe is one of the examples. Bainbridge, several places in South Georgia of what they've done and how they've done it. So it gives you some good ideas on how we might move forward too.
Okay, so we're all gonna get our training done by September 30th, if we're already sworn in. If we're not sworn in, we'll talk about that later. We don't have to vote on that, right? We're just agreeing to it. All right, so
Accountability, yes.
next old business.
Got a question.
Oh, yes, sir, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Me, I'll add you to the group text and emails. I think we're all doing text right now. Oh, about the texts, some of us are retired, so we're not gonna text before 9 a.m. anymore.
Before
I knew who that was directed at. Text me before 9 a.m., I'll text you.
One of us wakes up at 5 and one of us wakes up at 10.
I wake up at 4.
So is midnight okay?
Well, I told Michael it was my fault because I texted one night at like 11, so I broke
I do
that
all
down.
mine.
Bed early.
All right, so for the next thing on old business we're going to talk about is 254 Main. Brax, you want to take this? Or maybe y'all could just scoot down closer to us so we can just be a family. So we're going to talk about 254 Main. Is everyone excited about that?
I know you are.
Okay, so during this whole situation, Michael sent an email that had some ideas, and Terry sent an email that had some ideas. And unfortunately, Paul isn't here, but maybe, Danny, you seem kind of lawyerish over there. You can tell us what these ideas are, because we still want to keep working on 254 Main. We want to come up with a plan. And Michael and Terry pretty much know more than the rest of us about any of this. So, Michael, we'll start with yours, which was require the buyer developer to submit plans, materials lists, rendering in line with the Sizemore plan for approval by the DDA before awarding the sale, letting the developer cover the cost of these plans. We might negotiate the lowest current bid to do so, but I don't believe we need to spend this much money on totally redoing what has already been done. The property at 254 Main is listed as .43 acres, which the county assesses. The value at 262, the property at 440 Pecan Street, whatever that is listed at .9 acres at 44,000. Together, the value is around 300,000. Spending 10% of that to come up with another plan is not economically sound. So, you want to tell us a little bit about what you think that plan looks like?
Well, when I wrote this, which has been several months ago, I went back and looked at the 2020 and 2023 Sizemore plans and presentations to City Council. And in those, there was description of what they wanted on that site. And when I say description, a general description. And there were also renderings and drawings of acceptable buildings and acceptable, like for the cottages, buildings for the retail. My thought is that if we could come up with a good RFQ for the purchase of the property with enough description in it that what we will accept but not definite plans, then we might get a buyer in here that would pay for all the money for all the site projects, all the site levels. And if we come up with our own site level, site projects and building design, it may not be to the specifications of what a builder wants. So that was my idea, was to throw it over to them.
All right, and Terry, he sent me this email, and his idea was pretty similar, I think, but it says, we currently have developers standing at P&Z meetings with complete plans from the curb to the color of the gutters. In my opinion, what we need is someone to buy the property, propose construction to P&Z, and build under the current zoning on the property, if that is what everyone wants done. Or wait till the new zoning is written, which will stagnate downtown and other areas. Maybe reaching out to Jamie Dupree or Jason McHart to list the property to get sold and construction started. So, Terry, you want to expand?
Yeah. To me, it's a more direct route to doing what Skip has always wanted to do, and that was to move forward in downtown. We've got a stack of drawings. We got drawings running out our ears. We've even got a drawing that Skip and Brandon did at one point. I think it was 254 at one point.
It was.
So my thoughts are, get somebody like Jamie Dupree or Mark Myers or whoever in commercial real estate. Put a big sign out there that says, let's make a deal. You know, what'll it take to get you to come up with your own concept for that corner? I mean, we already know what the design's going to look like because Loganville's already established that with the new library. So to avoid the patchwork that we're talking about in the past meeting, Skip, that standard just was set when this library started up. It's not hard to come up with a similar building with maybe a different archway design or some, little corners or whatever, but it would be consistent with the downtown development. And I think doing that and getting a contractor, a commercial contractor, because, Jamie and a lot of other people know these people, they've got a stack of drawings already that they've already done in similar places. It's just a matter of them just doing a clip and paste and coming up and saying, hey, we can do this, and we can build it like that. With respect to the cottages, I think we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing with downtown? Are we going to develop a business district that generates tax revenue for the city? Or are we going to continue to make it more residential and walk further away from trying to make it a vibrant downtown business district? I think that's the other question that the council and this DDA has to ask themselves. Because if you've got one group that says, well, we just kind of want to be more residential with cottages, which look nice, but you're moving further away from trying to develop the properties we have that are open for business and tax income. And so I think that's another question that has to be addressed too. So that was my thoughts behind it.
There's a lot of questions that have to be addressed, you're right. I think a lot of people on the cottage piece are trying to see what we can do to interweave some people to support those stores downtown or whatever the company is, but yeah, I mean, happen both ways.
One of the things that I was thinking too is on this development, we go up and have a one-level condo above this development of that structure, so that there would be some income revenue for a potential buyer to that area. Just like with that sketch I drew down at the other end on the other side of the library, you would have somebody willing to invest in downtown that say, hey, I'll buy that piece of property if I can if I could live above it, or if I could, rent it out. But they would own the whole structure, so they could do with it what they wanted. So I think that was another idea that I was floating around in this head up there.
So I think the question
That's good.
is does the city still want us to work on 254 Main? Because I think that's a lot of the question people had on the board. I was under the impression, from what I was told, is that everything there is temporary. It's just to fill a hole until we decide what we want to do. But then other people are kind of like, why are we not supposed to be doing that? So that's the big question.
That is absolutely true. The only reason, and Danny, you correct me if I'm wrong, we're putting something on there because something should be on there. But more important than that, there's about 3 events we've had earlier this year where that parking lot was full of cars. And when I stood in front of it and looked at it, I said, it wouldn't take but one step for someone to break a leg. It had rocks in it, it had all kinds of stuff in it. So from the safety standpoint, we want to do something with it, but that is certainly available to be developed.
Okay, so we're still good to work on that. So
And everything is movable except the grass, I guess, Danny. So, we can move that to another park, we can do whatever we want to with it.
Okay, so that being said, there's 2 things I kind of want to talk about. Will you pass those down to them? First of all, Terry and Michael obviously have a much better grasp of this than everyone else. So at the end of us talking about this, I think when we decide what everyone's jobs are going to be, I think Terry and Michael should be the ones who take the lead on 254 Main, because the rest of us are just bouncing ideas off the wall. Terry's been involved with the city for a long time. I get all my information from him. So I think that I will make a motion. I guess I have to make a motion that you guys kind of take over that, and they can talk to the city council, right? They can figure out what to do next, and we'll kind of trust y'all's expertise to help guide us on what is right or wrong, or where we should be moving to develop that. Or you guys develop a plan. Are y'all good with that, or?
Is that a motion?
No, I'm asking Terry and Michael if they're good with kind of taking over a little bit of figuring out what we're.
I guess the question I would have, what are you asking us to do?
Well, once we figure out what we're gonna do, figure out the right way to get there. So let's go over this and then I'll kind of tell you. So I gave you guys this list of grants that I've been researching because we were working with a grant writer. She's kind of out of the picture now because we waited too long and she's booked up. But this first grant is the one that I think is going to really help with 254 Main. And it's called a CHIP grant, and Paul mentioned it, so I just looked it up. So what you have is just like a brief overview of it. But what the CHIP grant is for home investment groups. So what they will do is they will match the money we put in. We have to put in 20% and they will match it. And the land counts as part of the match. Any work the city would do to prepare the lot, anything like that is the match. So what I did was went through all the scenarios of putting a restaurant in that front area, which is what everyone said when we did the little vote, and 5 cottages behind it. And if we did that, then we could get the 1.5 million by matching with the value of the land, especially if the land is worth more than what the tax valuation says, which I think like that one property being 44,000 doesn't seem right. We'd have to get it appraised, but we could apply for this CHIP grant and get that $1.5 million money to develop those 5 cottages, then sell them and bring that money in or rent them. I don't know if we want to get in the rental business. That's something we have to talk, but that's an easy way. Honestly, I did ask the grant writer to look at this program to see, and she said that one should be really easy for us to get if we are willing to use that back half for homes and the front for retail. The retail we wouldn't get any help with, but we would in that back half. They would give us this $1.5 million. You don't have to pay it back. It's just to basically make affordable housing. So they have to be they're called cottages, so they have to be a certain price structure and stuff like that.
But it wouldn't be able to be rented because it says it's owner occupied.
We have to sell them.
You'd have to sell them. We couldn't rent them.
Oh, okay, so there you go. Then this next one is the CDBG, which Paul mentioned, and you have to be in a certain LMI, and we're not. The people around that area make too much money for us to get that. However, if we were gonna create jobs, we could. So if we made that whole thing retail, you could create jobs and still possibly get this one, but that one I was less interested in because there's so much reporting of how many jobs you created and what you're paying, and like you have to prove that we created jobs to get those. And I think the jobs are like $3,500 each or something that they would pay. So you'd have to create a whole bunch of jobs to be eligible for that. And then going down are smaller awards that we could use just for the rural, murals and things like that. But the CHIP one would be huge for 254 if we want to put cottages there, if city council want us to put cottages there, because we already have enough property there to match and get the 1.5 million if we won the grant, which means we could use that 1.5 million to build these cottages. And I have the plans, but I didn't print them. Terry, you look confused.
No, I'm not confused.
You don't like it?
No. Well, I mean, the only reason I say that is Mike and I both were talking about going directly to a builder. And this is funds that we would do what? To give to a builder?
No, this would require us to build it and sell it.
Right.
And does Loganville have a housing development authority?
No.
No. Okay.
There is a Loganville Housing Authority, but it's run by Walton County Housing
Yeah.
Authority.
Okay.
So what you're saying is you'd rather just sell it to someone and let them meet our specifications than us
Well,
build it and sell it?
yeah. I mean, if you've got, of course, I travel the metro area, okay? So, I mean, there's probably not many places that I haven't been or seen some of what you're talking about. But maybe I'm just looking at it too simplistically, but Mike said the same thing, basically, in his argument. Give it to the developer, give it to the contractor. I don't see where we need funding for any of that if we already have the property, unless, like you say, we're gonna turn into a builder or a contractor. I mean, there's plenty of tiny home builders out there that build cottages all the time. Downtown Decatur had a stretch of them done. I think Auburn's got some, very small ones. I think they used them for marketing purposes.
Monroe has them.
Huh?
Monroe has them.
Yeah, and so all you do, to me, it's a simple thing. Hey, tiny home builder, come over here. This is what we want to do. Oh, that's great. We'll build it. We own the land, and we'll make a deal with you on the land, and you put the houses up. If, again, and it comes back to what I was saying earlier, are we building residential, or are we developing, or do we want to develop business tax income producing properties? That's the thing. If we're doing both, that's fine, but we don't have that much space to really get happy with residential within the downtown. So I think both Mike and I were like, go directly to the developer or a contractor and have an active real estate agent sourcing that out for us.
Okay, so that would require city council approving us selling it. And if they won't, would you be on board for this? If they say, no, we don't want you just handing it to a
Well,
developer?
if I'm not for it,
If they
y'all,
won't-
and the majority is, it doesn't matter what I think, you know what
Well, I
I mean?
mean-
I'm sorry, but if the city council won't give us the property, we can't do anything.
Yeah. If the council
can't even
decides
do
against
this.
it, then that's fine.
The city council has to turn the property over to us.
That's right.
So if they don't, if they vote not to turn the property over to us, then 254 is dead as far as we're concerned. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask Melanie. Melanie, do you think, it seems to me that there is plenty of support to turn the land over to the DDA with the understanding whatever the deal you make's got to be approved, which is normal. And the cottages seems to be a heck of enough support to do those as well. What do you think?
What is the specific question?
Okay. Well, they're saying if they put retail on the front
Okay.
on Main Street to match the rest, and then build cottages in the back of it, it seems like most of the council members are okay with that.
It seems that they would be, but there'd be a lot, being that I live in that area, I would suggest that they go talk to all the residents over there, and I would also suggest that they have somebody look at that land, because it'd be very difficult to build cottages there.
Well, that's something the
So,
developer's going to
I mean, as
decide.
far as the council, yeah, y'all are the ones. I mean, I think that was fully our intention, was to turn the property over to y'all. There was never any kind of plan. Y'all are doing more tonight than was done in the last several years, so I appreciate
I
that.
was at the meeting when it was turned over to us, and there was a lot of dissent amongst councilmen, and that's why they said to give it to us. Now, let me ask this, can 254 Main be separated from Pecan Street, or does it all have to go?
It always was. It was never one big piece of property.
See, we were told.
It was actually
that
3
it
pieces of
all had to be
property.
done at one time.
It's two partials.
So we can actively do the retail part on 254 Main. My question is, since part of that .91 acres on Pecan Street was encroached on with the detention pond, how much is left as actual
About
building?
a half an acre,
So from almost an acre down to half an acre?
yes.
And they want, and that's what we were
Half
trying
an
to
acre's
put 5
not gonna-
cottages on, half an acre?
Half
Well,
an
before
acre's
it
not
was,
gonna-
it went all the way from Main Street, all the way to Mill Street or Bobby Boss. But there's a stop, if you'll come over there to Pecan Street and look, there's a stop that's been put up, because you gotta stay so many feet away from the detention pond. And so it didn't leave very much room.
Could that be parking?
That's up to y'all.
I'm about to say, it also,
It's such a small spot, could that be a parking area?
That would be up to y'all.
it also goes back to your thing though, even though I didn't love it at first, that they already separate on paper, sell the front, let a commercial person build it. We could, again, not that I love this idea, but it could make us in the city a ton of money if we get the grant to develop, or let's say 2 or 3 cottages at that point. Do the grant, get that, we build them, we sell them off, and then that's money for DDA and other things to go forward. I didn't love the idea because I was with Terry, because I thought we'd just sell it at one shot and be done with it. But if it's still on paper as 3 different parcels, we don't have to sell all 3 at one shot. We can say, hey, we're selling you this half-acre Main Street lot, and we retain the back or whatever.
I guess I'm confused, if it's so easy as just selling it, why did we spend 20 meetings talking about it? Why didn't we say that in the beginning?
I was-
That's why I'm like, it can't be.
The
as
first
simple as it
meeting,
is.
I said, let's just give this to a developer and let's just let them come up with an idea, and then we say yes or no. And
The
that
whole,
went,
the whole thing with the DDA is, if the city sells the property, they have to sell it to the highest bidder.
Right,
have
and
no
they want
control
us to
over
do it, but why didn't we just take it,
If-
sell it,
if
get
we
the
sell
money?
it- If we sell it, and we can come up with a design plan of what we want to see there, and if the developer doesn't put it up, then we can turn it down and say, no, that's not what we want. That's why DDAs are created, to kind of be able to have some artistic, or not artistic, but architectural control
But-
over what's built.
and that's what me and Terry are saying, in
Yeah.
today's day and age though, most of those developers will give you, hey, here's 10 options, what are y'all thinking? And we just kind of say, hey, we like that one, and then show the city and they vote. Because people are chomping at the bit to get a hold of any property like that. It's not like we got to find somebody. You put that out there in 10 seconds, you'll have 100 people
So what's
saying,
the
I want to
next
build
step?
there.
We just come to city council and say, okay, we're ready, give us this land and we're
Well,
going
we go to them first with, hey, here's your builder, here's your design, here's what they proposed. We need a yes. We gotta give them something first.
I mean, the direct next step. Like,
The-
we
the
can't
whole-
put it up for sale without the city council, right?
Yeah,
Or we
city-
can't
if-
get
If I'm
the,
understanding correctly, city council would have to give us the land to do something with. And if I heard the last meeting correctly, when Paul was here, and Danny, you were sitting next to him, he said y'all could make a deal on selling the property to a commercial developer. It doesn't have to be at retail if it gets the property developed. If that's true, then we could make a deal with a developer and said, hey, what'll it take for you to build here? Show us some designs. But until we have somebody like an active real estate agent showing a developer this property and saying, hey, yeah, I want to build here. You do? What do you want to build? Okay, this is what we'd like to see. Next thing you know, we got some drawings. And maybe 254 by itself, like you said, that little block is our, what I call first time at bat, for lack of a better description. And we actually we engage a commercial real estate agent, and they get us a builder that shows some plans, and they buy the property. City releases the property, yes, they buy the property, and up goes this building. Well, that's a start.
And I'm new with the DDA and new with the LDA, but I always was under the impression that when a DDA sells lands, they put out a request for proposal or request for development, that we don't entertain real estate companies, that we do it ourselves. And that's what all of that was before, was for somebody to do a grant, or to do a request for proposal with all the technical guidelines. That's what the $30,000 to $100,000 bids were for.
What do you think?
I'm saying we can write that request for proposal with what we've got and put it out there.
so we can use what we already have from Sizemore.
Well, somebody would have to put it together, whether it be a lawyer or we pay somebody a few $1,000s to put it together, but it needs to be a technical proposal, but not limit the scope of what we put it out for. Now, again, Paul's not here, and I defer to y'all because y'all know, but isn't it typically that's the way property's sold by DDAs?
Well, the first thing, what would happen is the city would have to do an IGA with y'all to say, this is what we want to see on this property, and then the prices, this is what we'll do it for. That's an IGA. Then once you have that, then you go out and market them. Typically, you are the real estate arm of the city.
Yes.
And then the whole part about the percentage that the city agrees to pay the DDA for managing that, that's the process. That's worked in the IGA, that process. So that's the first step. It could be two different parts. It currently is 2 parcels, and that's about 50 foot from where a retention pond is deep, and it's like 350 feet long to the parking lot. I just did it. So that pond does go up some, but it doesn't take the whole corner. It's not a half an acre worth, I can tell you that. The whole parcel is 0.9 acres, that back part where the pecan trees are. So that one little spot that the pond did come back up some to make the 4-to-1 slope that is required by the city council put in place. So you might lose that one corner, a little bit of it, but it's still 50 feet, 50 by, So that's your first step, is what do you want to do? Do you want just 254, and then the council would draft an IGA through Paul to negotiate that, and then y'all could go out and market that, or you can market the whole thing. That's typically how it's done.
There's nothing to say that they cannot employ a real estate agent, is there?
Well,
I know you'd have to pay them, I know that, unless you can get one and do it for nothing, and maybe
Yeah,
I got one.
I would imagine that would be discussed with an IGA with the city and the DDA.
Yeah. So all those details will be ironed out. I know your DDA, as it stands right now, is 3% is what you get.
Yeah. Would our public visitors like to speak on this?
I'm about to say,
subject?
y'all are technically not on the board, but I want to hear y'all's opinion because you're gonna have a say in this in a
That
meeting.
may be negotiable.
We're just gonna listen to, I want to hear them out. They're gonna be on this in a week anyway, so I want to hear them.
Sure, you want me to go first?
It's on.
I guess my question is, have we done, you said cottages, and I was confused by that. I said, well, what is a cottage? And then you
Well-
said affordable housing. So first off, one, how big how big are the houses gonna be? And then who are we marketing these houses to go to? Because when I hear affordable housing, and maybe I'm wrong, you can correct me on this, but I hear low income. And if we want to bring people to the downtown to spend money, the last thing we want to do is bring in low income to the downtown area. Me personally, I think we should dedicate that whole space to commercial. I don't think it's big enough for even one cottage. I mean, half acre is really big enough for one house. I think tiny homes, someone said something about tiny homes, that's a fad. Look, the residential housing market's down 30% right now. People aren't buying, they can't afford to buy, and nobody wants to live in a tiny home. That's fun when you're single and you're 18 and you don't have any kids, but when you get married and you have a family, the tiny home doesn't work anymore. And if the cottage is considered a tiny home, then I'm assuming it's less than 1,000 square feet, that's gonna be problematic. Will we even be able to sell it? And again, we keep talking about, hey, well, all we gotta do is put this land up, we'll advertise it to a builder, they'll come in. It's like, if you build it, they will come. Are we sure about that? Have we done any tests? Have we talked to anybody? You guys have been here longer than me. I'm just trying to fill out the room. I'm not trying to get all, but I hear cottage and I'm like, I don't like that. I would rather build one beautiful big home on a half-acre lot than a bunch of little cottages, and then dedicate the rest to commercial. But me personally, I think it'd be a bigger bang for our buck as a city if we just made that one nice commercial lot, make it retail, restaurant, whatever, and go that route. That's my opinion. And it
Let me
could be
just-
all wrong, because I don't know everything, clearly.
Let me just say, the term cottage came from the 2020 and the 2023 Sizemore studies. And when they said cottages, I don't think they were talking about less than 1,000 square foot. I think they were talking about 1,500, 2,000 square foot rear entry on small lots in town, almost townhome cottages.
I think you're gonna have a hard time
But-
putting anything over 1,000 square feet on a half-acre lot.
Well, and I understand that, and that's the reason I asked for it to be separated. The only reason that was mentioned is because the Sizemore long-term plan for Loganville had cottages there. It had things in other places too, so that's what we were going on when we said that. But really, 254 Main's pretty simple.
Yep.
It's gonna be 1 to 2 businesses, up to probably 2 stories, consistent with the architecture downtown and the library coming in.
Respectfully, I think a lot's,
Streetscape's consistent with the library.
right, and I think a lot's changed since that report was done. I mean, just the country as a whole, the market, everything, and I think that report is good to have, but I also do think we need to take into account that a lot has changed, especially in the state of Georgia since then, so.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, we set, our Brax, and I should defer to him, but during the last spring fling, he did a public survey out there for what they wanted to see on that land. And it was pretty consistent retail for 254 Main. Am I correct, Brax?
Restaurant first,
What
retail
restaurant?
second, yes, but those two
Different
combined were
business.
everything.
But if we could get that 254 Main sold for retail, then we could work around that. I only reference Sizemore because we put out a request for bid to come up with a plan for 254 Main. And the request for proposals came in anywhere from 25,000 to 120,000 just to draw the plans. And we, as a board, didn't want to spend that on a piece of property when some of those renderings and artists was already done. And that's where we came up with, what we did. Now, are we right or wrong? I don't know. We're all first time at this, but we're trying to save as much money as we can and actually put something in there.
And the other thing, and I agree completely with David, and the other thing, Skip, you talked about, we need the houses for the people to go to the shops or whatever. We've got the whole Line Street project just on the other side. And at the time when Sizemore was done, Millen, you don't know, we have so many housing things about to come out. I keep hearing this rooftops, we've got more rooftops than we need. Isn't there something going on Pecan? I'm wrong about that. But with Line Street right there, we've got walkability to get to any kind of a restaurant. I personally don't see the need for cottages, and I'm with David. I think he's right. I think it's going to be a hard sell. I agree with him. I would much rather use that commercial. We've got to build a commercial downtown.
And you'll have to make that decision as DDA and give some latitude to the builder to tell you what he's willing to do, because it's going to happen.
Well, I think think one of the things is, and Mike alluded to it a minute ago about the DDA. Well, we've got to, and Mike, I don't mean any disrespect, it's just observation, okay? Discussion about designs and stuff that we need to put forth. I think one thing we need to do is streamline that and go straight to a guy that deals with commercial development and knows who these people are, who've got these plans already, because they've been duplicated in Monroe, they've been duplicated in Norcross, Tucker, wherever. They don't throw these plans away, because I actually do work for the company that did the Chick-fil-A the other day. All of their plans, every one of them, still in a file somewhere. They just pop that thing right out, lay it on the table. What do you want to build? Well, I'd like some retail restaurant on this plot right here, and throw in a design for a appropriate size condominium above it that will be subdivided with it as a single ownership. But until we actually get a real estate agent or sign some sort of agreement, like you were saying, Danny, a real estate contract of some kind, and get somebody actively promoting the property, we're still going to be right here at this council or behind this desk saying, well, we're going to do something. Okay, well, let's do something. I mean, that hasn't been tried, as far as I know. Sticking that for sale sign up on the corner and saying, let's make a deal, you know.
Could we, agreeing with you, could we not, because like, I know Jason, Jeremy, like you were saying, they could represent their buyers. Could we not say, hey, we're gonna represent ourselves as city, you bring the buyer, because they'll get the 3% from the buyer. We don't have to give him anything. Because, I mean, if you just say, hey, Jason or Jeremy, this is what we're looking at, bring us somebody, because they're gonna get a cut no matter what from them. And they don't have to have our cut. We can kind of
You're right.
play that middleman.
You might have a real estate agent that might be willing to do that. You know, Jeremy might, or somebody. I throw those names out only because I see them around town. Yeah. So I don't know that is necessarily the people, but I'm saying you might have somebody that in that field, because I know back when when Conley was around, Jeremy was talking about how he was talking with them, so he knows these connections, and he's involved with what's going on over at Tuck Road. So as an example, okay, not the go-to person, I'm just saying as an example, he's been able to gravitate or bring people to these situations. That was my only point. And we can cut through I guess, the curtain, as it were, and reach in and try to get something out of the ground.
The only thing I'll add to that as we go forward, just again, I think as a board, and that sounds like as like a lot of council, including these two, like, I think we all want something there. We're just trying to do it efficiently. I think that's the beauty of it, is I think we've all agreed we need something there, we want something there. I think at this point, we're all in pretty much agreement that something's going to be there at some point. We just have to be careful, I will say, just because knowing developers and stuff and talking to people, realistically, as much as I would love to say, hey, something above it, I was talking to somebody, and we're just got to be careful, because a lot of your developers, by the time they put an elevator or something into a second story, want to go 2, 3, 4 stories. I'm just being honest. And I think, first off, anything over 2, I think would look stupid in this downtown district, me being honest with you, how it is right now, because you're going to then go above Tacos and Beer and above Wayne. First off, I think that would look crazy, but I do know most developers, if they're going to go 2, they want 3, they want 4, because again, by the time you put an elevator in, let's say $300,000, they want to go up higher. So there's a chance we could build a beautiful 1-story, 12-foot tall, beautiful rafters. And again, yes, it could be a rooftop on top of that. I just want to be careful that we're not just, as much as I won't agree, I want stuff above it. The realistic of something like that happening with a developer who wants 3, 4 stories, you're pretty much going to have to say, hey, you're going to cap this at 2. That'd be in whatever we write. This has to be capped at 2, or you go 1 story and 90 and taller. Because we're not, I think 3, just being honest with you, look absolutely crazy.
I agree with that.
So we just have to be smart, because I just know they're going to want to push the limit, especially if we're now the ones sticking this out there saying this is our design. We just have to have a limit on what we're allowed.
Okay, so do you guys want to go the route of just starting with 254 and figuring the rest out later? And to answer your question, David, I looked up my notes from when I was putting this together. The 5 cottages would be 1,700 square feet each. It would cost around $255 to build, that's median. And they are selling for between $340 and $440. So that's all
That'd be
estimates.
tight.
I'm
So
just telling you to answer your
that's gonna
questions.
be
Yeah.
Probably, I'm assuming, a pretty narrow, and they're gonna go up to get that 1,700, right? Because that's,
I have the picture. That's
it's
the way
gotta be a
present.
narrow, like a
It is.
narrow townhome almost, like
I
design.
do think the beauty of it
Maybe,
is.
but if we're not interested in doing cottages,
I think
I
we're all in
don't
agreement.
even know that we should
Retail,
even
retail,
keep
retail.
discussing it if we as a board aren't really interested in the cottages. I don't know where the cottage conversation came from,
I think we're all more on board of retail at this point. I
all the
mean,
way down.
1, 2, 3. I mean, I think retail is a no-brainer. I agree. I don't want to push it all the way back and influence melting and stuff. We could be smart about it and say, hey, you only can go this far back. We want to leave the trees and some of that in the back and not go all the way to the end. But we could turn that corner a little bit. We just got to be smart with what we do.
So do we want to ask city council for 254 now, just to start? Or do we want to ask, just give it to us all and let us go and sell it?
Oh, just give it to us all at once, and we'll do what we want to with it.
I would say y'all instruct Paul to draft an agreement to this, from y'all to the city requesting to look at 254 and what your thought process on just 254 and just put on what you want. You want retail with a loft, retail with no loft, and then let the council make the decision what they would like to do.
Terry, I appreciate you
You
bringing
talking
this
about
back
both
up. I know you didn't.
No,
I
I'm just
know this is
talking
not your
about
favorite
the
thing,
lot,
so-
254 lot, the front
Front
parcel.
parcel.
It could include the parking lot as well.
So we just email him and ask him to draft this for us, or we email you and you get Paul to draft it for us?
You would send something to Paul directly and say, or I can help you, but yes, to say that we're interested in coming up with the, starting the IGA process of only 254 for potential development for a commercial retail property, but just 254, not the pecan parcel.
Not the.
That's what I'm hearing, it's just 254, that's what I'm hearing.
It sounds, and I think
That's
it's.
that whole end, right?
Right on
With
the
the
main
parking lot?
street part.
That's from the parking lot back to Main Street.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, that would be great.
Because we
to
could
start
leave
there.
you could leave the
And
main
we're
trees
gonna
alone.
tell, do we have to put in that we are not going to get the plan, we are gonna sell it to someone who brings us the right plan? Does that all have to be in the IGA, or we're just asking for the land and?
We're gonna,
Yeah, you're asking for land and the idea, and then Paul will draft the agreement, the language that the council would need to know. The council may put something like, we would do this, but no drive-through restaurant. They may put stipulations on, that guides you, hey, we'll give you this property and we need this amount of much for it, but we don't want this type of business.
so would the council want to hear something along the lines of, we would request 254 for retail development, while to engage a commercial real estate company of some kind to source out a developer to come speak to us about developing that property? Is that the kind of language the council?
Yeah, and then
want to hear?
our goal is to do this, and the council would put something that says, yes, we'll do this, but it only can be up to this. We want this type of business.
Right.
That's something that would go back and forth. Because now, when you start discussing real estate, you're going to get an executive session. Because that's when, the council may say, we want this, they may say not. That's something that they will discuss amongst themselves,
Gotcha.
just as y'all will.
Okay,
But I would
so-
just instruct Paul, because we could be here all night going back and forth. I would just instruct Paul to start the negotiation with the city council for the parcel at 254 Main Street.
Okay, so we need to make a motion.
second that.
Do we need to make a motion for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Just someone, so I can make.
This is a formal action that you're engaging
I will
your
motion.
Yeah, we're
attorney to,
gonna
yes.
actually decide on it.
Yeah,
So it could be, make a motion that.
Terry already seconded the motion, but I'll make the motion.
What's your motion?
Just what he said.
Motion to do exactly what Danny just said. No,
The motion will be to engage.
to get Paul to draft up the agreement between us and the city for 254 Main, that parcel only, the front Main Street
Yeah,
parcel,
sorry.
For
Process.
retail.
for process,
Yes,
yes.
second.
And you're planning on presenting it at the next council meeting?
Yes, I like to get things done fast. That's what Danny loves about me.
You would say that,
Me too.
let Paul decide. I don't want to speak for Paul's timeframe, but there's a lot
Yeah.
going on.
He'll have to tell us if he can get it done or not. And he usually tries when we really need something.
This typically is not a 1 month process. I will go ahead and tell y'all. An IGA is typically 2 months, 3
Then
months.
how's our new
Well, at least
Locaville
the
restaurant gonna open with a library in December?
Good luck.
Good luck.
It's gonna take time.
We could buy Paul dinner.
One of the other things y'all could consider, maybe a builder might want to put an office on the second floor.
Oh, yeah.
We
do
don't
have
have
a
any
motion.
offices
One
downtown.
second. We do have a motion.
We got a second. Terry seconds the motion.
You got to say
So
all.
now we have to vote on it. So all in favor of having city council, Paul, draft something for city council to give us 254 Main only for retail development, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
7-0.
Fine.
Man, that was so hard.
It took 62 meetings.
Golly.
Way to go, Mike.
I'm going to tell my wife. She's going to be so happy.
We were just missing you, Terry, to break it down for us we just need to sell it.
We've broken
easily.
it down so many times.
All right, do we have any more old business that we need to go through that we actually need to vote on?
Did you ever look into I know you showed us those grants. Did you ever look into something for the house, what we talked about, the house, like updating the houses and stuff? Was that part of what you mentioned
Yes, we have to
earlier?
write our own grant, and now that here's this too. We have to write our own grant for Miss
Davis.
Joyce's house. So I did the application, and we'll just have to vote on it, and then we can grant the money, we can require them to match. We can do that. We really probably need all of us here to do that and get that done. And then what I just handed you was the chair ideas we had before. So you've all seen this before except for Terry. But I still think that a great idea is for us all to take something different on, like Terry and Michael doing 254 Main obviously makes more sense because they understand it, because I spent like 6 hours trying to figure out how to get this CHIP grant and we don't even need it because we're not even doing cottages kind of thing. So if we split up and each have something like kind of like the city council does that we're all working on and bring it back, I think that's just a better way to get more stuff done at one time. This is what we had before, and it was 6 different or 5 different because we didn't have Jamie, but we can split it up more. Obviously, we need the real estate and construction part of it. So we don't have to decide on this part of it until David and Joanne come to the next one, but I just wanted you guys to have these. I'll give you guys copies too, because we need to add 2 more because there need to be 7 different roles that we all kind of, you know, if Terry is going to be in charge of like the real estate, the sales, the development, like stuff like that, or Michael or whoever, just someone like I obviously am going to try to get on events and fundraising because that's what I want to do, but that we each have something we're working on so we're not lost and we kind of know what we're working towards. You didn't get one?
I do now.
Oh, okay.
And I've got y'all's copies right up here too. Everything that's been passed over to me, there it is for y'all.
No, that's old business because we've already went over it before. I mean, I guess it could be new
This,
business if we
is-
want it to be.
There's 2 different things and there's 2 copies.
Jamie wants to be the beautification chair.
I had Jamie down, oh no, I didn't have Jamie. I had Jamie down for community engagement, I think. Okay, so do we have any other old business? Oh, next month's meeting, September, is scheduled for September 18th, and we know that Jamie and Michael cannot come. Do we want to change that date now so that we can get more people here? And if so, what days in September work for everyone so we can get that changed on the city website and in the newspaper fast?
We're all here on a Monday right now.
Monday works for me.
I like Mondays.
Monday's good for me too.
Are y'all okay with a Monday again? If we cha-
David, Joanne, y'all good with Mondays?
If we change the meeting next month to a Monday, is that okay? Still at 6:30? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Is that going to be the norm?
Tara Ballins for me mid-October, so after this next one, I'll be fine back to the normal Thursdays.
I don't know why we're doing Thursdays, honestly. I don't care. Unless y'all have a day that works better for y'all. So.
Do we not usually Mondays, I think, are planning and zoning, but that doesn't, are we not affecting that still?
Planning zone's 4th Thursday.
It's on a Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was
We're
on
the
Monday?
third
Wasn't there
Thursday.
something on Monday?
We have our council work session on the Monday before the 2nd Thursday.
So if we do
It was always set up on.
So-
So we still do the third Monday every time.
So would September 15th work, Monday, September 15th? Are you here for that, Jamie?
I'm not, I'll be on a plane coming back.
Okay, what about September 22nd?
Yeah, I don't look to have anything for September 22nd.
That works.
I'll be here.
September 22nd work for everybody?
I'm looking one
Oh.
last time. Sorry, you're good. Making sure we don't have a game. I could be here if it's practice.
And for Danny's reporting to the newspaper,
Tara.
are y'all gonna change it, or y'all gonna decide to change it on Monday so he'll know?
I don't,
We can do this next one. then
yeah, we
can
probably need
recross- we
to
can cross the
have,
bridge
yeah,
when
because
we're
it's
all on
already
board.
8 o'clock too, so we'll just change this one to September 22nd, and then we'll figure out what day works for us in the future.
Okay, I got-
Going
6:30.
forward.
Monday.
may I ask a few questions?
Yep.
So, Chairwoman, now you get to do the agenda. Would you like, you can let us know when you want to come in. I can have Christie show you how to access the agenda software so you can post the agendas.
Yes.
Be more than happy to help you do this September one. We'll get you in to show you how to do that and post the minutes as well. And then just for informational purposes, I received a letter, I received it for y'all, that Chad Draper officially withdrew his proposal that was submitted in this packet. Would y'all like me to call the rest of the applicants and tell them that we have, did you have all postponed this? These RFQs that were sent to y'all?
I think we
Because to my
can't-
knowledge, no one has officially reached out to them. I
Yeah,
haven't.
I think we're canceling it, right? Not even postponing it.
I received a letter, and I will, when we leave, I'll give you that letter. It's in my office, that he officially withdrew his proposal. He withdrew, yes. I believe he was the one with 25,000.
Yeah.
He was the one out of.
He was the one, that lady was here, and
Yes,
we'll end it
I
with
believe
that.
that was him.
That was them.
What's the letter say? Is it not?
Just saying they officially withdraw it.
Yeah, they just withdrew it.
Yeah, I think we're done with that for now. We
Okay.
would have to redo it anyway if we wanted to.
And then the
Revisit that.
website, I know we talked several months ago about y'all's website. We can still assist y'all if that's the goal of the DDA.
I have the breakdown for the website and the social media. I'm good with you guys doing it. I don't know what
Yeah,
the,
I thought that was, that meeting that I saw, the last meeting, I thought that was what the DDA was waiting on then, was it?
I think after the last meeting, everything blew up a little bit
Yeah.
behind the scenes, so none of us ever talked about that ever
Now, there,
again.
we'll need direction from you all, how the website should feel.
Yeah,
look.
so if you guys want to take a look at what I just gave you, we can pass that on to Kyle. And he can, one of us can get with him, I can get with him, and
Join.
get that done. It also has the social media stuff on the back, which wouldn't be Kyle, that would be us.
It's
But
on,
I figured we'd talk
isn't it?
about that when we decide
Is
who's
it
gonna
on?
be in charge of that.
Is it on?
It's on. You just gotta lean
Oh, I
into
just-
it. You're good.
Oh. Say what?
So if you guys are good with that social media plan, I'll give I'll give an extra copy to Danny, so he can pass it to Kyle and tell him to get in touch with all of us, if y'all are good with it. We've already looked at it like 7 times, so.
I like it.
Tara,
Yeah,
you're amazing.
Yes, you are.
thank you, that's
You,
why.
you are the
You're
right
chairperson.
person
You are
to lead
awesome.
this squad.
Thank you. All right, so that's old business. We don't have to vote on the website stuff, right? I can just give it to Danny? Okay, so I'll give that to Danny to give it to Kyle, and then when we decide who's doing like the Facebook page and stuff, we're set up, we're all, except for Terry, David, and Joanne, admin, so I'll find you guys on Facebook if I'm not friends with you and add you as admins on the 2 DDA pages. We'll go over that next, we'll put that on the agenda for next time. Is that all the old business we need to go over? You think of anything else? You guys have any old business we need to revisit?
Covered.
No,
All right. New business.
we've already discussed what's on the agenda. The Downtown Association thing.
Oh, that's new business? I put it under old for,
We covered more than you thought there, Ian. So you're gonna go ahead and prove this outline, right, for the website?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Danny. We already
Alright.
approved it a
Good
few
deal.
times. Well, Chad Draper's big mad. He said we have a lack of clarity and unity, just so you guys know.
I just told him, I'd love to see that letter.
Here you go. You take a look at it. He said, we don't have any clarity or unity.
Has that been
So-
redacted? Has that been redacted? Has that been redacted?
No, it wasn't redacted. Okay, so do we have any new business? I don't think we have any new business, do we? It's all old business. So I'll reach out to Paul about 254 Main, and that's it, right?
Public comment.
Oh, public comment.
Any
Would you guys
public
like
wanna
to
comment?
stop telling secrets and do public comment? Okay, well, public comment about me.
Everybody wants to know that.
All right. You mentioned we're meeting again. When's the next meeting?
September 22nd.
So we're not, there was one earlier, right? Did we change that?
It was September
the
18th, but two people can't come, so we're rescheduling it.
Okay.
And I think you're getting sworn in September 11th?
If that's what they want.
Sworn,
or
that's
the
something
next-
separate.
Yeah, September
Okay,
11th,
no.
you'll be sworn in at, the city council has the vote on you.
Very well, that's it. That's all I got.
My only comment is how exciting this is. You guys did so good. This is just awesome. I'm feeling really excited.
Thank you.
They've taken some time to warm up to this. That's good.
You've all worked very hard, so.
A lot of changes.
It's just good to have a group that, works together.
Melanie, do you have any public comment for us?
Well, yeah, just like you left me in the, I mean, I don't have any public comment, but I am glad to see that there's some new blood, some fresh faces, some new ideas. And I'm glad to see, as she said, a group that looks like they're willing to work more cohesively than to not be able to have a voice. It looks like y'all are all feel pretty equal in what you're doing. And so I'm going to be excited to see what you do. And I mean, it can only go up from here.
It's true. All right. Anything else?
You need a motion to adjourn.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. And that doesn't have to be seconded. Great job, guys.